My name is Lisa Ferrerio, and I have Osteogenesis Imperfecta, or brittle bones, and I have used a wheelchair all of my life. That doesn't stop me from doing the things that I love: being a wife, mother, daughter, sister, friend, and a great cook. The most important thing to me is my family and friends and the community that we have created. We celebrate life and entertain a lot. We have many dinners and parties, and all of them revolve around food and love. I hope you can use some of these recipes to do the same with your family. Hi everybody, thanks for watching The Little Chef. I'm Lisa Ferrerio, and today it is all about paella. Paella comes from Spain. It's a Spanish dish, and I love it because it involves rice, which is one of my favorite things, and saffron. A couple of my best friends, Ann and Wendy, went to Spain a couple months ago, and I asked for them to bring me back a paella pan from Spain and some rice, authentic. And they did. Here's my paella pan. And ever since, I've been making paella about once a week, and my family loves it. What's cool about paella is that you can have a little bit of creativity. Today I'm going to put in some shrimp and some chicken, but you can put in sausage. A lot of times people put sausage and other seafood like mussels, clams, lots of things. You can have some creativity. So I'm going to start with getting some of our ingredients ready, but before I do, I want to mention that I have some digestive issues, and so I kind of follow a strict diet in some of the things I can eat. For instance, I can't have white onion, so instead I use green onion, the tops here of the green onion, or chives. I can't have garlic cloves, so instead I do a garlic infused olive oil, which is fantastic. And there's some other things, but I want you to feel free to use actual white onion or yellow onion or garlic cloves. You use that as much as you would like, and I'll do it how I can eat it, and you do it how you can eat it. Okay, let's get started with chopping some of the ingredients. Some parsley, some peppers. So let me get started by chopping up some of these green onions. Now you can use green pepper, red pepper, orange peppers. I like to use the little ones, or whatever actually that I have on hand. We're going to cut some parsley, chop some parsley up just for garnish at the very end. I love fresh parsley. I love fresh herbs. In the summer, we grow herbs in our garden. We live in an apartment complex, and they have a community garden, which is fantastic. And my mom and my friends and neighbors help take care of that garden. Okay, so our parsley's ready to go. Okay, everybody, I have moved to the stove to start my chicken, but before I do that, I wanted to introduce my first guest today. You know how chefs have like guests that come on their show, like Giada has her family, or Guy Fieri has his kids, or Ree has her kids. Today, I plan on having Anisi, my daughter, and my mom and family members and best friends, but today I'm starting with Pearl. Pearl is our service dog, and she's a golden doodle. She is 4 years old, and she loves to watch me cook, mostly because she's hoping I'm dropping something. And I can tell you that one of her favorite things to eat is a fortune cookie. Okay, Pearl, thank you for being with me today. Okay, I am going to start by adding to the skillet where I have my garlic olive oil that I have added to my paella pan. I am going to add my chicken that I have chopped up. So I have just an organic chicken breast. I like to use organic because I think it makes me healthy and that makes me happy, but you can use whatever chicken you want. I have this up on medium heat or so, and I'm gonna add the chicken directly into the pan, and hopefully it sizzles. That's what we like to hear. Let's listen. Okay, sizzling. Now, I'm going to dispose of this cutting board because Cutting chicken and being around raw chicken makes me paranoid. Okay, in the sink it went. How you doing, Pearl? Cook this chicken up until it gets a little bit brown. And then we are going to add in our green onion and our peppers and some more seasoning. I like to add and use turmeric. Turmeric is really good. It has some anti-inflammatory properties that I love, and it tastes fantastic. And again, anything that I think I'm helping my body and doing something good, I'm gonna use it. I love cooking. It's kind of like a relaxing thing for me to do, and I love doing it with my friends and family and my daughter. You know how people say there's different love languages? I think that food should be one of those love languages, because that would be mine. If you'd like to go, you can, Pearl. Okay, goodies. Thank you. Pearl is specially trained for my family. She was trained by Training with Grace, Anna Malera here in Colorado and Denver, and she picks up everything that we drop. She can close the refrigerator door. She does many, many tasks for us, and she's extremely important in our family. I don't know if you noticed, but our countertops in our apartment are all lower, as well as the stove is a little bit lower. Our sinks are all lower so that we can reach everything. It's important, I feel, for, of course, me to be able to cook, but for my daughter, who also has the same disability, and my husband. We all three use wheelchairs. That usually doesn't stop us from doing anything, so having an accessible kitchen is fantastic for us. Okay, so those are browning up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and dump in the green onion. And I'm going to dump in the pepper. You can use about a half cup of each or a little more. Again, this is pretty much up to you and how much you like. Just be creative. So we're going to let those flavors come together, and the peppers soften a bit. And at this point, I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric. Like half teaspoon or so. I'm not a really good measurer, so I'll post the recipe up that has some measurements maybe, but I'm not really good at that as I cook. Okay. That's cooking nicely, and we're going to let that go just a couple more minutes. And up next, I am going to add the rice, about a cup of rice or so, depending on how many people you're feeding, and some saffron, and let that toast up a bit, and then we'll see what we have so far. Okay, so our next step is to add the rice and a little bit of saffron. First, let me put in the saffron. Saffron is the stamen of a crocus flower, and you can just get it, of course, at any grocery store or on the internet. My husband, Chris, likes to get it for me for my birthday or Christmas. It can be a bit pricey. I put in a couple of pinches, kind of break them up a little bit. One more for good measure. Okay. And then I have my authentic rice here from Spain. In goes my cup of rice to let that toast up a bit. We'll season a little bit with my salt and a little bit of pepper. And I'm going to add a bit more of my garlic olive oil. I'm going to drizzle some on. Okay. It smells fantastic. Smells delicious. My mom just stopped in because she could smell it across the hall. My mom lives across the hall in an apartment over there, and a couple of my best friends live next to her in the apartment. So we have a really awesome community. And next, I'm going to add in a can of diced tomatoes. And I'm going to add in the juices as well. Okay. Now it's sizzling. Again, I'm going to season with a little salt and pepper. I season throughout the whole dish, which I feel is important. Okay. Now, the next step is that I'm going to add in some chicken stock. Usually, so I added a cup of rice, so I'm going to add at least 2 cups, maybe a little bit more. The first couple of times I made the paella, I thought it was a bit dry. I usually add a little bit more than 2 times the rice. And then at the very end, kind of a secret is that once all of the liquid has been absorbed and you're absorbed and the rice is the consistency that you want, tender enough, you can leave it on the heat and turn it up just a couple of minutes and you can get a nice crust on the bottom. That's delicious. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to pour in the 2 cups of stock if I don't make a mess. It's kind of heavy for me. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that the rice is all covered by the liquid. And now it's going to simmer away for probably about 20 minutes at least. So as the chicken stock is being absorbed by the rice, it's coming along nicely. Pay attention to when is a good time to add your shrimp. So here I have some cooked shrimp. I'm going to place it in the paella pan all around the outer edge for a really nice presentation. So I am going to go ahead and taste the rice to see how that's coming along. Perfect. Perfect consistency. I am going to season the shrimp that I just put in with a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay. And now I am going to add some green onion and some chopped parsley for a little bit of color. And now I am going to drizzle a little bit more of my garlic olive oil over my shrimp and over the whole dish. I'm lucky because, well, I'm lucky in many ways, but what I wanted to say is that some of my best friends own an olive oil and balsamic vinegar shop here close to where I live in Westminster, Colorado. And it's called Tap and Taste, and it's fantastic. And my counter looks like the counter at the shop because I have so many. But the garlic is by far my favorite and the one I use the most. Okay, it looks fantastic and smells fantastic, and I can't wait to taste it. Okay guys, I'm ready to taste. It smells fantastic. So I thought I would dish out a little bit here and see how it goes. But also, I thought I would invite our guest back. Pearl, jump on. Yes. Okay, good girl. She has some fortune cookies waiting for her. Good girl. I wish you could have paella, but you can't. So sometimes I like to garnish it with some lemon wedges. That makes it look really nice. But let me give it a taste here. Delicious. I can taste the saffron right off. Outstanding. The turmeric and the rice is perfect. Sorry, Pearl, but you can have a fortune cookie. All right, ready? Okay. All right, bye guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.